Hello, and everybody, and welcome to the Wannabes podcast. In case you're new here, I'm Morgan, and this is my co-host Dreaded. And thank you for joining us, guys. We greatly appreciate it. We hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday, because we're here, ready to review movies for you guys. But speaking of reviewing things, we're going to be reviewing none other than Avatar: Aang, the Last Airbender, which that is not Avatar: The Last Airbender, guys. This is not the show. This is the 2026 film that just released on Paramount Plus. So we're going to be reviewing that. But before we get there, Dreaded, I believe you got some entertainment news for us. So let's go ahead and kick that off and get discussing it before we dive into our movie review.
Yep, so I got just two things to talk about real quick, and they're both Marvel related actually, because Marvel had their panel at San Diego Comic-Con, and a lot of stuff came out. Some new information on Doomsday, which we're not going to get super into right now. But the two that I wanted to focus on was, let's start off with Black Panther 3. Black Panther 3 was officially announced with Ryan Coogler returning to direct, along with Letitia Wright, along with Winston Duke returning, and also newcomer David Johnson. If y'all don't remember David Johnson, we last talked about him in Alien Romulus. He played Andy. That was his name, correct?
Yes, he was also recently in, I believe it was The Last Walk, which is one we didn't get the chance to talk about last year.
Yes, I see. So yeah, David's got himself a lot going on right now, but from
Good
what
for
I
him.
managed to what I managed to gather, David will be playing an adult version of T'Challa the Second, actually. So when
Yes,
this
his
was initially announced,
son.
I thought maybe they were gonna do like a recasting of T'Challa, which a lot of people wanted in the first place, but considering how sudden, Chadwick's passing was, and the position it put Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I can understand why they didn't want to. It's like, you know what? It was a lot to deal with at the moment, so I understand why they went the direction they went to. But it does
His
make me wonder, like, is it going to be a solid just time jump, or does multiverse actually factor into it again, where he'll show up sooner than he can grow up?
Because
Actually,
how old was he in?
shoot, I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know.
I feel like he was at max. He was 5. So
I don't
it's
know
got
how
to be
old
a
that kid
pretty
was.
freaking massive time jump. And how is that going to work into our timeline? You know what I mean? Um, how much are they going to fast forward into our where we're at currently in the into our phase in our timeline of our universe, our Marvel verse, if you will. So I don't know. Have you seen though the it might have been IGN, it could have been somewhere else truthfully, that did a side by side cut of Chadwick and of David.
I
Just
did actually see that somewhere.
it's actually really good.
Yeah, I'll give him that. So we'll
I
get
was
T'Challa the
impressed
second growing into the role. I wonder if multiverse will like. It's hard to say. Like multiverse has been kind of all over the place when it comes to how this whole thing is working. I guess it always just comes down to we'll figure out when more information comes out. But this is just any announcement that Black Panther 3 is in the works, and I will catch it because Black Panther films have not let me down yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
I ain't mad at it.
I
Maybe
suppose
Doomsday might set something up too.
that's true. That's true. Again, everybody just setting up the Young Avengers. Just
Oh Lord,
saying.
I don't know. David ain't that young, so
Yeah, but he's young. He's going to be the young one taking up the mantle
I suppose. At least Luke's not here. He would, start throwing a fit.
because he knows I'm right.
And then here's our next piece of news. Now, this one has me kind of concerned to a degree.
Interesting.
So, we all know. I mean, if y'all been on the podcast and we talked about Marvel and characters that I would like to see make a big screen debut in the MCU or at least a return, one of the characters has been Ghost Rider. I have been waiting for another shot at Ghost Rider ever since. Well, not even since Nicolas Cage. We did have Ghost Rider in Agents of Shield season 4, played portrayed by Gabriel Luna, and man, I wish that spinoff series happened, but it didn't, and we haven't seen that character since his departure in the finale of season 4. Well, along with Black Panther, we got announcement of an upcoming Ghost Rider film. Initially, I was happy until I saw who was starring in it and who was going to direct it. I don't want to say I was unhappy, but I had hiccups. Like first things first, Sean Levy will be directing this film. Sean Levy directed Deadpool and Wolverine. He also made the Night at the Museum films. He made Free Guy. And I think he also did the Atom Project, if I'm not correct. If I'm correct. So
Uh,
interesting track record, but that's who we're going with for a Ghost Rider movie? Like, okay, look. I'm gonna be real with y'all. If we were gonna do a Ghost Rider film, I was hoping for maybe a director who I've seen have some edge to them. And I aside from humorous edge that we got in Deadpool and Wolverine, I don't really get that vibe from Sean Levy's directing, actually. So that was worry number one. Worry number two was who was playing Ghost Rider, or should I say Johnny Blaze, as far as we know, and that's Ryan Gosling.
I don't hate it.
Now, I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. I don't know.
Why don't
I'm
you
not
like
gonna.
it other than it's not Gabriel?
It's kind of the same reason why I didn't necessarily like Pedro as Reed Richards. I don't look at you and think Johnny. Or I mean, who knows? They could throw a curveball. He can be
I'll
Daniel
say
Craig or something like
he
that.
may end up doing really good. So one thing the reason why I actually think I don't dislike, let's say, Ryan Gosling as casting as Ghost Rider is because of how he can just be just innately funny, and we've seen him do that so well with literally just himself and a rock inside of the Atom Project. So I do think with the type of humor that the Ghost Rider can have, I think that Gosling can tap into that pretty naturally without it feeling too forced. Now, there is the other side, knowing who the director is. I think my biggest concern isn't Ryan, it's the director. Sean has me concerned only because do I like the movie Sean has directed? Yes. Do I picture them as like a strong like Ghost Rider style? Yes and no. I feel like I'm gonna get like how I complain that that Thor Ragnarok is too funny. I feel like I might get a too funny version of Ghost Rider, not because of Ryan Gosling, but because of Sean Levy's style.
Yeah, and like even if Ryan Gosling can plumb to that comedy, I don't want that. This is one of the movies where I'm like, please don't be funny. Actually,
See,
like
like when I think of like Ghost Rider's humor, I think of like his little one-off kind of lines that he can do, not like constantly being funny. I just mean kind of like his almost like his snarky comebacks that are just
mm,
like because of them being like a comeback happens to be funny.
yeah, okay, that's fair at least.
And
But knowing how Marvel handles
I
this
think
shit,
Ryan can tap into that is what I'm saying.
maybe he can. I'll give him that. He's a great actor, but again, it's just the Pedro thing again. It's just like I don't look at you and see this character. Did you do good? Sure, but I still can't necessarily erase that.
Mhm.
And I ain't gonna cap, man. Like I don't want to be like the toxic fanboys, as y'all should have did this, whatever. But the Norman Reedus idea wasn't a bad idea, if you ask me.
To be fair, I don't think it was a bad idea either. I mean, he kind of has the vibe.
Yeah.
But
See, that's an
I almost want to argue though that that almost would have been typecasting. I feel like we would have had
maybe,
people complaining and saying that was a typecast for Norman.
maybe it would have, I guess. But I think it was a good one though. So at the end of the day, am I happy Ghost Rider's finally getting a movie again? Yes. Please don't be the Nick Cage variation style of it, because while it had cool stuff, that was a not a good service to the Ghost Rider, actually. And but also what has me thinking too is because like I mean if we managed to get Daredevil into the mainstream MCU like as a cameo in Spider-Man and also as a small role in She-Hulk, I would
Mhm.
imagine, maybe Agents of Shield still could count. And Agents of Shield did establish some Ghost Rider rules already, so I wonder if
I
they're gonna
mean,
follow that. And we
is
already
go
knew Johnny
the
Blaze
now
existed.
I think the question is, do we have confirmation that Agents of Shield though happened in this universe?
Hard to say. I mean, I feel like it did.
I feel like in
I
a weird way it almost can't now though.
That is also true, but I
But
I know Agents of Shield
it's
had its
weird too
like
cuz
kind of
it's like
time shit too.
Yeah, but I liked Agents of Shield, but my problem with it in the current like MCU though is it's such an enigma of where to be able to place it because it was bringing in the mutants already. It like we already had Ghost Rider, but now like hello, here's a new Ghost Rider. Not that we haven't gotten new ones before, but in terms of like uh, the timeline of we also don't have confirmation of which Ghost Rider technically Ryan is playing, correct?
Ideally, it's gonna be Johnny Blaze, but who knows? Things could change. But
Yeah.
right now, we're gonna go with it's Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, I think Johnny is a fair one to assume, but we don't have that confirmation yet for sure. You know what I mean? So that could
Yeah.
play an interesting fact of like where it could be sitting in where the fact that Agents of Shield could have been in the MCU's universes. It may not have been the main timeline that we have been following. It could have been an offshoot one. Or they could just say it was now for, brevity's sake.
Yeah, I suppose so. But considering the other things, who knows? Who knows what they could do? Maybe we'll get a cameo from Gabriel because the way Agents of Shield worked it out was that only one Ghost Rider could exist at a time. So maybe
Right.
they'll follow that. Maybe they'll break that. I don't know. But
Unless it's a separate universe, then it doesn't matter.
that too, because again, there's the fucking multiverse. But considering what Feige said that they're going to be more focused, I don't know if they're going to do multiversal stuff no more. And I think they're going to hold off on TV shows. Like who
Yeah.
knows?
But they could use the multiverse stuff to wrap up some of those weird loose ends that don't make sense. They
True.
can just blame it.
And
Oh, that actually happened to be in the multiverse somewhere.
and it is said this is supposed to be released in 2028. It'll be definitely after Secret Wars, which I guess is kind of a soft reboot for this whole thing. So you know what? Yeah, maybe the Agents of Shield stuff just isn't going to play a factor.
No.
But
We
it's a shame, man. I loved Robbie Reyes so much.
One other bit of Marvel news, just since we are talking about it though, and what was announced during that big what do I want to say the big showcase, right? We
Hmm.
also have officially confirmed that October 14th of this year of 2026, guys, this fall is going to be the premiere of Vision Quest, and they have confirmed that Vision Quest will be the final arc for Wanda and her story.
It's funny. I had that news too, but I was thinking maybe we'll hold off on that. But hey, we bring it up. Hell yeah.
Might as well, in my opinion. I'm sad to see that Wanda story is coming to a conclusion. Um, I don't want
You
it
think she's
to.
actually dead?
No.
Maybe she'll show
Well,
up
we
and
are
then.
literally just getting the mutants and everything. She's gonna come back full force with her babies. We need those children, and they're going to die, and it's fine. But what did I say, guys? We are getting eventually the Young Avengers. They gotta come back for the sake of the Young Avengers.
All right, I don't want to hear Young Roses again right now. Although I am happy to see that Ultron will be returning.
Yes, I did think that was really cool.
So yeah, that makes me excited.
Yeah.
In the meantime, but that's all the news I have got. Marvel, you got some stuff coming out that I gotta say I am looking forward to, but also have my hesitations on.
Mhm.
All right, all
Um,
right, and
can I actually I just remembered I had heard there may have been an accidental slip at the Spider-Man red carpet
oh god,
about we have oh shoot, what is her name?
Sadie Sink.
Yeah, we have an idea of who Sadie might be playing because someone slipped up on the red carpet being asked like, who is your favorite character that you are aware of is in Spider-Man that you're excited to see? Do you want to hear it?
Let me guess. Is it a certain mutant?
It is a mutant.
Let's just leave it at that because that's been the rumor the whole time, and if it's true,
And
it's true. But I'm not.
Sadie has been rumored to be playing her.
Oh well, let's just leave it at that. We'll leave it at
Okay,
that. I don't
okay.
want full on confirmation.
I'm just gonna say we aren't for sure. We don't know for sure if she's playing it, but we do know for sure that this specific female mutant is going to be appearing in Spider-Man. If they didn't say that to throw people off,
Hmm, you will
so
say.
we shall see. We shall see.
All right, and that concludes our news for the day.
Yes. All right.
All right, let's jump into the review because this is gonna be good.
Okay, I'm so curious about your thoughts on this because I have opinions. But everybody, we are diving into now our movie review of the night, and that is of Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender. This literally just released, everybody, released on Saturday over on Paramount Plus. So its specific release dates was July 24th because it did premiere at San Diego Comic Con, and then its official Paramount Plus was premiere was the next day on July 25th. So going into this, the runtime is 99 minutes, guys. So it's just barely over an hour and a half. And the budget was 80 million. This was out on Paramount. I don't have anything more to say, but anybody who is not familiar, this is not like the show, The Avatar The Last Airbender. This is Avatar Aang The Last Airbender. And that means they're actually following Aang and Team Avatar when they're actually more grown adults, kind of. And they're in their early adulthood, and it follows a specific story around them and around a staff. Just gonna say that now. A
Hmm.
staff that can make airbenders.
Yeah. So, what did you think of it?
I'm very torn. So I did enjoy this movie. I had a good time with it. Um it weirdly fits into where I feel like it should be, but then it also feels like it's almost like one of those non-canon movies at the same time.
Hmm.
Um, I really wish we had more time with Team Avatar than just Aang. I know this is obviously Aang's name's in the title. This is about him. This is about like his history and about like his um how do I want to put it? His people and like their history. And
Hmm.
there's mechanic stuff I have problems with, that other people are also complaining about on the internet. But I'm gonna be 100% honest. This movie hurts because of the runtime. I think this movie would have been better longer.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. I was thinking to myself, this could have been longer.
Like I just think there was so much more depth. And that's one thing comparing it to the show, right? We have so many episodes, so much more time with the characters to get more from them and to just get into a deeper side of it. But I think 90 minutes, typical kids movie. A typical kids movie length, right? I feel like
Yep.
this could have actually done better with an extra 20, 30, maybe even 40 minutes. Let it go to that 2 hour, maybe 2:15. Like let us have a little bit more time. I think there could have been more depth. There could have been even more deeper emotion between Aang and our big bad evil guy, who kind of wasn't evil, but I mean he is for the sake of what he's doing. But he's hurt and has stories and has trauma, and that is what's fueling this man's his name's Taga. That is what it's fueling Taga's kind of like skepticism, if you will. I
Hmm.
don't have the right word, but Dave Bautista voiced him and he did a great job voicing him actually. I really, really liked his how he voiced Taga.
Yeah, I had to look up to realize, oh god, that's Batista. Holy shit.
The entire time I'm like, I know this voice, but who the hell is this?
I wasn't even thinking about it because I was like actually just so kind of locked in on the movie for real.
Yeah. I enjoyed this movie, but I wanted to enjoy it more than I did.
I hear
If
you.
that makes sense. Like I genuinely the biggest I know this is crazy. The biggest thing is I think the movie's too short.
Yeah, like you said, typical like kids movie runtime, which I'm like, God damn it, movie, like
This isn't made for
that
the
that because
children.
ugh that kids movie
I
pacing
I
is also yeah, it's a
literally
problem.
like for example, I just want everybody to listen to this. Right? Okay. We are the generation that grew up with Avatar.
Hmm.
I had my 15 and 14-year-old niece over the weekend. I was like, "Hey guys, do you guys like Avatar? Like Avatar the Last Airbender?" The movie just came out is coming out on yeah, I got them Friday night. I was like, the movie's coming out on Saturday if we want to have it that so we were doing a Saturday night movie night. I was like, if you want to
Hmm.
watch that for a movie night, and they're like, no, we don't really know Avatar the Last Airbender. That really wasn't like our generation. That's a 15 and a 14-year-old saying that.
Oh,
Therefore,
you
this
gonna have to fix
movie is
that.
not for them. This movie was for us.
Yeah. You gotta fix that. You gotta fix that. Everyone gotta know some Avatar.
I really
So,
liked the lore we get in this. The new lore to the air nomads. I really, really liked it. I thought it was really unique and really interesting. I loved the old Avatar we get to see, which is Sonma or Sonam. Sonam.
mm,
I really liked her. I like a lot that is in here. I just wanted more. I really loved seeing. Okay, I want to praise them on their animation, especially specifically with Taga. I loved how they had Taga use his airbending abilities with his like combat. It was such a unique style that I really would love to see Aang get to. But yeah, I'm gonna let you go.
okay, good. My turn. I love this movie. Like, actually, no shit. I love this movie
Good,
like
good.
so much.
I had a feeling you were
This,
gonna like this more than me, and
oh, I,
honestly, mine is just like is because again I wanted more.
I mean, it's short. That's unfortunate,
Too short.
but for what we got, damn it, I was happy still
That's fair.
because this movie felt like a solid sequel to the Avatar Last Airbender show that we all grew up and fell in love with. Actually, short, yes, but there is a lot like from the callbacks. I
I
was
don't
happy
agree
with
with
a lot of
that.
the callbacks. Oh, that's too bad, honey. I love the callbacks. I love the cameo characters. For example, Mr. Cabbage Man is in this movie, and
I
that
did
makes me
love
happy.
him. I was happy he was there.
Did you catch the hippies? The hippies are here too.
No, I didn't actually.
Oh yeah, I saw those hippies. I was like, hey, they're here too. You know, everyone's
You know
bringing
what
those
made
rubber
me
chickens and
mad?
everything like that. What's that?
They had the gall to show us Kyoshi in the artwork for the credits. I'm like, how dare
Mm.
you show me Kyoshi and you didn't give me her in the movie?
Yeah, where was Suki actually too? But you know, I think that's actually explained in the comics, so I
Yeah,
did kind of look
which
into
I
that
haven't,
actually.
I've always wanted to read the comics, but I haven't. To be fair,
Gotcha.
um,
But also we have the returning the foaming mouth guy. Glad to
yes,
see him, and he's got a kid. Look at him go. You know, have a kid, and he's just as fan. He's such a fanboy as well. So I know one of the big things about this film that a lot of people weren't a fan of was the fact that the original voice cast wasn't returning for it. I'm not
they
really
didn't do
mad.
bad. They didn't do
No, they
bad
didn't do bad at
though.
all. To me, it really did feel like adult versions of these characters, and even though they're not the same voice actors, I feel like they
It
still
worked.
embodied those characters.
I
Like
agree.
I didn't feel like someone was faking trying to be this character. Like, no, I feel like you still are Aang, just older. You know, your voice has gotten different and everything like that too.
There was a couple times though, not so much for the voices, but just like with we like you said, these are adult versions of them, like early, like probably like early 20s, right?
Hmm.
And it's great to see the age difference. I really do like how they aged every character. I think they do look like just more mature versions of themselves. I really like it. But there are a couple times I'm like, yo, why are we following Aang and not Katara right now? Because Katara just being like, oh yes, I was able to do this because of like spiritual energy in this water, and I'm like, girl, I feel like we should have seen that. Like like just an info drop and like a really cool thing she was able to do that was just kind of not meaning to pun, but kind of just swept under the water. And I'm like, I feel like, and that just goes to my complaint of I feel like with we needed more time with Team Avatar than just Aang. I know this is Aang focused. This is about like the air nomads and about like I understand that. This is in a very important story for Aang, but I wanted to see so much more from Katara and from the others, especially the others, because obviously the one that we got the most of was Katara, and I just like I wanted so much more of them because
I feel like
there
I feel
was
like if anything,
moments
Zuko got shafted hardest.
I 100% agree with you. Zuko and then probably following Zuko for the most shafted was probably also Toph. Like Toph had her like one-liners and such, but in terms of like being able to see them do their abilities and actually do things that really freaking mattered to me other than like the airship problem, uh there wasn't a whole lot.
I still say Toph still got to do her thing in the final fight and stuff like too. There were times when
That's
Toph
true.
pops
No,
off and I was
that
like,
is
"You
true.
go, girl."
The
She's still the
the
greatest
end
Earthbender ever.
the end fighting part was definitely good for Toph, to be fair. But I feel like for sure was poor Zuko. Like poor Zuko got screwed.
It's unfortunate, but for what we still get of him, he still feels like Zuko. And of course, he's chilled
Yes,
out. Of course, ever since becoming Fire Lord, he's doing his thing. Feels like low key the most adult out of everyone, and even
agreed,
that's saying something even with Katara being there as well. But I also
agreed.
just, but yeah, like the writing for these characters genuinely feel like your older versions of the characters we knew and love. Actually, especially Sokka. Have I ever mentioned that Sokka's just my favorite character?
Bro, I already know that.
Oh yeah, and this movie to me just does him so justice. Actually, he's still goofy. He's still brave as hell. Still smart as hell. He managed to still be badass even in a bad situation. That's also like funny at the exact same time. He managed to turn an airship with his feet. You go, boy. Like I love Sokka so goddamn much, actually. And not to mention too, the movie is funny. It is genuinely funny. Like it still has that signature Avatar: The Last Airbender humor, which I've always found funny as hell as well too. Whether it be just it's anime like inspired moments of exaggerated reactions and stuff like that, or just how the
Yeah,
characters are in general. Because I literally messaged you guys, "Flameo Hotman," which I had to pause and do a double take. I know you didn't
I
say that.
was dying when they're like Zuko gets his letter from Aang, and he's like, "Go ahead, read it out." And the guy's
Oh God. Okay, here we go.
like,
I'll read it.
"Are you, bro? Are you sure?"
And
that
then
was
Zuko had
that
all
was
of his
probably the
like
best comedic moment of the whole thing.
probably. I mean, shoot, there's a few good ones, but that one stands out to me the most. And Zuko's just like, oh, I should have expected this from Aang of all people.
Yeah,
And shout out to Aang too, because he's adult. He still like has his responsibilities, but he still feels like that goofy ass kid sometimes still.
he's also like this is just like one of his bros. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
pretty much.
like
Yeah.
he may be a king, like, but he's not a king to me. He's just one of my dudes.
And I still love a lot of the callbacks to the OG series. For example, like the Ocean Spirit makes a return in this film actually too. That was really cool to see. I wasn't when he said I got to call an old friend. I was wondering who it was going to be. I thought it was going to be actually the lion turtle that gave him the energy bending. I was like, oh no, it's I actually don't remember the ocean spirit's name, but we're just going to stick with the ocean spirit actually. So that was great actually. And speaking of more, like humorous moments. Oh, I love that when they briefly turn like young and old and stuff like that, and there is just that brief moment of an old couple. No, no,
Okay.
Kitara Zuko.
Okay. So I personally am not the biggest fan of them like being out of their forms because it felt I know that we entered the spirit realm and whatever spirit realm be wonky. Um it was a little jarring. Not in a bad like I don't want to say like to really knock it down. I think I would have preferred them just to stay maybe themselves. I'm
Mhm.
happy that them being altered lasted for as short as it did. If it went on for a much longer stint of them trying to get to the place they needed to get to in the spirit realm, I think I would have gotten annoyed.
I
But
see.
I'm not mad at it. I'm just happy it was as short of as it was. But the elderly couple part did get a really good laugh out of me. I got a
No
really good
Katara
laugh.
Zuko here. No, I think they mostly did it just for callbacks. Like, hey, look, this is the
100%.
old design of the characters, and here we have a callback to the Legend of Korra design of their old selves.
Yeah.
So I didn't really hate it at all for real. So that was fun as well. And like you mentioned, animation. Damn. Like,
I
damn.
love the animation was great. I loved it, especially with the bending. Like, and speaking of bending, there's a couple things here and there. I'm like, bro, we've literally seen you get through this easier in the animation. Like when he was climbing the big mountain, like, why are you actually climbing and dealing with your wind abilities and not just doing the earth elevator we've seen you do? Or
I actually wanted the same thing.
and then at the end when Katara was using her water jug, right? And then she's like, I'm out of water. I'm like, girl, we know damn well there's water on the ground from you splashing people and attacking them. Like, I don't there was a couple things I'm just like, that doesn't make sense entirely. Cause then literally you then see Sokka drop some bombs and it's literally just bombs of water so she could keep water bending. And I'm like, that's literally he just did the thing I was telling you about with your own
Maybe it
water
was.
you've already used. Like, I don't know.
I gotta watch again because maybe it just wasn't enough to really warrant
No, the thing is
fighting all of
they
them
just
for real.
didn't show anything. Where I'm just
No,
kind of like, I feel like they just honestly did that only so Sokka could have his moment.
possibly so. I'd have to look at it again though. That was my working theory on that scene actually too.
I think it's
So
just so he
there,
could have his moment.
but hey, let Sokka have his moment. Damn it.
I mean, I love the man, and I mean, it was a funny moment. Oh my gosh, the funniness too is also when he was talking with the kids, and they have like
Yep.
his macho artwork. Oh my god, that had me rolling.
Yeah. So like, let Sokka do Sokka things. Sokka.
Like, I
Also,
want to
did you?
state, I did have a very good time with this film. I do really enjoy this film, but I have some issues with it. And it's, again,
That's fair.
mainly I wanted more Team Avatar. I wanted the longer, like, runtime just so I could have some beats I think hit even deeper than they already did. Because obviously, the show, we get so many amazing moments with these characters because we have such a longer screen time with them. I would love to have gotten more of that than what we do get in the movie, and that's just because of lack of again runtime.
It's. I wonder why it was so short. Honestly, I wonder if like studio just didn't have enough faith that this could be held off as. I mean, they already put it on streaming, and
Or
when
they're
the
just
elephant in the room,
dumb
the
and think
film
it's for
leaked.
young, or they're dumb and just think it's for young children, like everybody assumes for everything, like Pokemon and all the other stuff. Like, it's not for the young children, it's for us. You should know
Yeah,
this by now.
this ain't the first time an animated movie really should have just gone to theaters. Because hell, K-pop Demon Hunter should have been in theaters the whole time for reals.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why this went straight to streaming and why they didn't give it some more runtime. Maybe it was a budget issue or something like that. Who knows? Maybe they had to like pick and choose their battles. Who knows at that point though.
Yeah.
So also, did you notice that I'm gonna say the leader of what are they called actually? The
Oh, the denied.
yeah, the denied. You notice that the leader, the arrow lady, was looked like she's from those archers from season one when Aang got captured
Yes,
and was yep.
I thought
That
that
was another
too.
yeah, that was another great callback. I'm like, hey, I recognize that there. Uh, Also, I do like the new lore thrown into the world of Avatar with this film as well too.
I agree. I
Like,
agree with that.
there's deeper looking into the air nomads, even like further history than even Aang's for one actually.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
And it's kind of funny to think that there was a time period where like a question on the internet. I think that RDC world kind of made popular was who was the weakest nation. That was like a whole debate going on, and considering how much time the air nomads get hold, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I mean, we've seen how strong they can be, but y'all keep getting hold. Y'all not helping y'all case for real.
I don't think it's as strong. Which one is stronger in terms of abilities as it is maybe like. I think it shouldn't be which. I don't think the question should be which is the strongest or the weakest. Rather, which is the most savage.
Mhm. I mean, we know who the
Like,
most savage was. They've waged a war for 100 years.
exactly. But I'm just saying, like, because like, look at how bad the numbers were for the water tribe after a while. So you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and then not to mention too, like the Earth Kingdom. You know, this movie really puts into perspective that the Earth Kingdom was once a major problem, which we kind of knew that from the series when we dive into some of Avatar Kyoshi's history and how Kyoshi Island was formed. But this one was like,
That's true.
oh man, the Earth Kingdom was out here, fucking shit up out here.
That's
So that
true.
was actually I enjoyed that lore. Like, you know what? It wasn't always Fire Nation, but you know what? The Water Nation, the Water Tribes seems like they're always chill. Hashtag Water Tribe.
You could just say they're going with the flow.
I suppose they are. Now, I would like this. How fast did you figure out that what's his face was the bad guy?
Immediately. Dan and I immediately with to one another. It's like I want to trust this guy, but I don't.
Same here. I was like, I don't know about this. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I want to trust you. And there were times where I was like, maybe they can throw me a curveball. Maybe you won't be the villain. Maybe because for a second I thought maybe Avatar Sonam was possibly going to be the antagonist for a minute, actually. But
Yeah.
then I was like, nah, I don't know. You something's off here. Something's off here. And then we get the
Mm-hmm.
reveal, like, there we go. The second he
Immediately.
attacked it, this is how invested it was. Like, I didn't trust him the whole time because when Katara confronts him, I was like, yeah, you the bad guy, aren't you? And then when he says he does have one weakness, you. I was like, no, Katara!
I literally
And
okay,
damn,
in that scene though, so I already knew I was already confirmed he was the bad guy for a few scenes before that. I mean, 100% confirmed. I already knew in my gut that he was, but he had a couple things. He's like, "Oh yeah, Aang and I'll go. You guys stay here." Just like how he was constantly trying to get rid of the team.
hmm,
And but then when we get to that scene where she's like, "Blah blah blah," and I literally said his line. I was like, "He has one weakness," and I was like, "And it's you." And then he goes, "And it's you," and I was like, "Ah."
hey, so you got it there. Also, I just want to say this too because I have always kind of criticized Aang, even from the OG series, for being. I know he's a nomad. I know he fights mostly for defense, but motherfucker, if you don't like throw some hands once in a while, I swear to God, you want to get on my nerves. Especially when it came to the
Also,
finale of Avatar,
how
because
can this man at this age? I know he has his traumas and shit, and at the end he's like, I also need to let go and move on. But like, how can this guy get so easily knocked out of his avatar state so often?
see, that's what he was saying. Like, Aang, what are you
There's a couple,
doing?
there's little things like that I'm like, this to how young he was and what he did then to like knowing the time jump, like, bro, maybe this is why the world isn't allowed to be in peace. Because you just get knocked out constantly from their shit.
To say to like,
We gotta
Aang,
the world's gotta stay not in peace to keep you trained into your shit, my guy.
like, dude, you were pulling way more impressive feats when you were fighting Ozai, and you brought
Yeah,
out the same form and everything. Like, what is
yeah,
going on with you? Why are you holding?
precisely.
You're always holding back. And you know what? You hold back at the worst possible times too. You know what really pisses me off about Aang? We're gonna talk about the OG series for a sec.
Yeah,
Do you remember how hard he crashed out when he thought Katara was dead? When that Kingdom General was trying to get
yeah.
him to
Or
trigger his
when
Avatar
Appa
state?
got stolen.
Exactly. You were ready to murk everyone, but now the fate of the world is at stake with Ozai. Now you want to talk about I don't want to kill. Oh, that pisses me off so hard.
Can
That
I
will
just
always be my
say,
argument.
in this one, Appa gets stolen again, and
God
he
damn.
doesn't have a problem,
You know that is true as well. You know what? This isn't making me dislike the movie. I just keep remembering why I don't like Aang all the time.
dude.
And also, I literally
Honestly,
was like, you leave Appa out of this.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Aang has always been my least favorite character out of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
For a while, like Aang frustrates me the most, and it used to be Katara, but I feel like I've kind of lessened on Katara a little bit. A
No, because
little bit.
honestly, most of the time, Katara was a lot of times right.
Yeah, that's true, especially in this movie.
She wasn't always necessarily going about it the right way, but in a roundabout way, she always kind of had. You're like, if you just fucking listen to Katara, you might have been
Yeah,
able to avoid this shit.
yeah. It was more in the original show that she got on my nerves in areas,
That's
but
fair.
this movie, like, no, she was
This
valid here.
this one I didn't have an issue with. I didn't have any really big issues with Katara, other than I wish I had seen some important scenes with her that I felt like we should have seen. Because they were
Yeah,
too
that's fair.
focused on Aang, and then but that again, if they had the runtime, they could have added those scenes in. Um, there's also a couple times she seems like a little like, "Well, you're the only nomad left. You can't die yet." Like, bro,
Yeah, please
like,
don't. Please don't.
like it's like yes, she's 100% right. Couple times it's like also maybe you need to have a little. Maybe this is why the man's kind of weak because she doesn't have faith in him.
Damn. I mean, just
And
Aang.
it was so
Like
funny near
he's
the end.
always disappointed me.
There's
He's
I
always
Aang has never been a character I've ever been able to fully love because he get as you said, he gets on my nerves or I'm just like, dude, I know that you're having emotional problems, but like you need to suck it the fuck up, Buttercup, and get your shit
exactly.
done. You are the avatar. You're supposed to and especially now, like you're supposed to be on this, my guy.
Mm,
Like,
and considering the finale, how many avatars said, "Look, I get where you're coming from," even his past Airbender avatar stuff, like, "Hey, look, well, I'm a nomad too. I get it, but dude, the fate of the world is at stake. Okay, so nut up, kill this dude."
also, can I
Like,
just like uh, the temple coming down on the city, and then everybody's just fighting, like, and my whole I don't know, I was mind blown because everybody was just, like, fighting these people, and I'm like, "But what about the pillars about to touch the ground and smash your beautiful Republic City?"
And they'll rebuild it.
I mean, I know, but still, like, okay, hold on. Speaking of rebuilding things, oh my god, oh my god, this is completely off topic, but still about this movie. So this thing starts right, and we're getting like the scenes and everything in the very beginning, and Dan and I are like, that'd be so nice. We could rebuild things so easy if we had like maybe had like. But he's like, we could remodel our house in a weekend if we had these ability, just random shit like this, right? And all of a sudden, the tower's falling, and he's using the put it all back together. I'm like, look, Dan, we predicted the beginning of the movie. He's remodeling.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so aside from
Sorry.
Aang still getting on my damn nerves, actually, but I will at least
There
admit to one cool thing about I gotta get his name right. Taga being
Saga.
around showing Aang some ropes is that like I never thought of this too, is that Aang was very young, when he got frozen and when he
Yes.
woke up. And by the time he woke up, his people are gone. It's
Yeah.
kind of really cool to see that there's more to airbending that
I
Aang can still learn.
I love and that's why I actually love Taga's character so much. Even though I knew sadly he was going to be our big bad evil guy of the movie. But I love his character so much because even though this man it is our bad guy, he is also such a pivotal and important mentor in that time that we have him to Aang. Aang learned
Mhm.
so much. Like the way that like they learned how to bend with each other, we see him use that against him in in the final battle, which is great
Mhm.
to see. Like the because I think the most impressive thing about Taga was the visuals we get to see of his personal style of airbending. And because we
Yeah.
don't get to see that from Aang, and we're like, wow. Like literally Dan and I said, like, wow, it's so nice to finally see an airbender actually doing shit. Like
Also,
like
not to
this
mention
is
this
what airbending's supposed to look like. No offense, Aang, obviously. And
offense Aang.
I don't fault Aang because like you said, he never got to finish his training. He never had the lifelong training that Taga got under his own abilities.
It kind
Lifelong.
of reminds
Air
me when the
quotes.
Katara met. It kind of reminds me when Katara met Hama. Actually, who the fuck are you? Get out of here!
It's okay, keep going, I got it.
No, too late.
Okay, cool.
I'm good like that. But yeah, it's like when Katara met Hama for that short period of time, she learned some new waterbending tricks actually as
Yes.
well. It was actually really cool to see that for
I
Aang
know
this time around.
I was kind of sad that, and I know why we didn't, but them being why she was able to do what she did with the water, part of me just wanted her to have used blood bending again.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm glad she didn't.
It
And
wouldn't have made sense for this movie, and I think that the themes going on in it, but part of me is just like, man, I kind of want blood bending Katara back. Part of me will
I
always
don't,
want blood bending Katara back.
you know what's funny about the fact that I used to get annoyed with guitar and stuff like that? It actually made me match when she used it again. I was actually really disappointed in her. Like I get it, I get where you're coming from, but I looked at you like you're not doing what I Guitarra. No, 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 no. This isn't. That was one of those rare. I am someone who's like sometimes you got to do what you got to do to cap a fool, but for some reason that moment was like Katara. No, this is not you. No, you can't do this. I don't know why that moment got me. I don't know why that got me in the OG show. Like when she's using against Hama
Embrace
to
the
stop the fighting,
savagery.
I suppose. Also, I just want to say this too as well. Like I'm gonna keep criticizing Aang. This just shows how I was right that Aang's kind of a wuss because Team Avatar all got capped by Toga, and I'm like Aang, you do this. This is what Earthbender can do, huh? Aang, you are okay. Hey, hold on. Let me be nice for a second. You didn't finish your training. There was a lot more for you to learn, and all your people are dead. Who else is going to teach you? But still, come on.
Bro,
Come on.
I can't disagree.
I know, right? Oh,
Like it's just
God.
sad. Like the man who is the Avatar. Like you see, I mean, to be fair, yes, Toph is the greatest Airbender alive, right? Um,
Airbender.
but sorry, I meant Earthbender. But we know that, but also like, bro, you're the Avatar. Like
Come
you're supposed to be the best of all the best. This is why you have these like the Avatar like name.
yeah. Do you realize how sad it is to realize how many there cooler other benders there are than Aang? best airbender now goes to Taga. Who's the best
100%.
firebender I ever seen? I ain't gonna lie. If I had to give firebending to any, ooh, shoot, that's actually a hard one because I gotta give props to Azula. I gotta give props to Iroh, but my biggest prop, I gotta give some props to Zhang Zhang. He's one of my low key favorites. Best Earthbender, easily top. Best
Yeah.
Waterbender, I low key want to say Katara, but I also want to give a special shout out to Paku. Let it be known, y'all, that I did not watch a lot of Legend of Korra, so I don't know if anyone
I
ever
haven't finished
excluded
Legend
her
of Korra.
there.
Oh, but that's Paku. Okay, yeah. I had to see Paku's face.
Yeah, well, but like, there's so many cooler benders in Aang. The last time we saw Aang do some really dope shit was in the show, like when he was taken over by the Water Spirit and his fight with Ozai, which he pulled out of.
Okay.
I literally have that fight up in the background.
There's also real quick just to nitpick, and this is not just nitpicking this movie, but like all movies that have like abilities and falling massive maybe mountains or buildings. Why do we always go along the length of it? Why can't you just turn? Bro, just turn. You literally can physically project yourself with your abilities. And I love how they decide to finally have him finally switch to his firebending with his freaking like flaming flying ability. Only when they do the wide shot so he can stand out in the frame.
Still look cool, but I can't believe I'm about to quote Cinema Sins. He went to the Prometheus School of Running Away from Things.
Yeah, seriously though.
Yeah,
100%.
I didn't even think of that. I was just kind of sucked into the movie,
Like
but yeah, you got a point
I
there.
literally said that to Dan. I was like, why? And they're like, this whole like running away problem wouldn't have been an issue if you just like went to the side with the guy. But it gave Taga his moment to wake up and like save Aang. So
Yeah, I suppose so. Okay, but at the
I
end of the day, though, also I wish Luke was here because Toga was hitting that Makan Kozapo a whole lot. Oh man, wait, I think he said he watched it, didn't he? When in the chat,
I believe he did. Yeah, he just
he was
wasn't
he
able to
was
be
hitting
on tonight.
he was hitting that Piccolo. He was hitting that special beam cannon, aka Makan Kozapo. I had to make that. I had to
Dude,
make that reference.
I gonna be honest. Favorite character of this movie is Taga.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. It's really interesting to see. Like, I get where he's coming from in his anger and why he wants to do what he
100%.
wants to do. It's clearly not right, but it is interesting to see, an air nomad, be that way. Actually, you would expect that from the Fire Nation, definitely. Probably even the Earth Kingdom, but the air nomads is like the last group of benders you would see have that kind of prejudice, that kind of hatred for the world and everything like that. It's really interesting. It brought something really new to the lore of Avatar for me actually, and I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. I really, really like the lore that we got here. It's just funny to me, like at the end when they do remedy the problem and the people who got abilities no longer have their abilities. That made me kind of question it too, because shouldn't have Taga technically lost his abilities? Technically shouldn't have Aang, because it was all past like because of this staff, they all had their abilities. Technically Aang got it through obviously like Papal Boinkin, but like you know what I mean? Like
I think there's some wiggle room for that, I suppose. Like that's something I'm gonna purposely try not to think too deep about
Like,
because
I'm
then we
not as
get hard.
concerned about Aang, but my whole thing was Taga. I felt like, why didn't Taga lose his abilities? Was it just
I
because he
mean,
had them so long and they had them for such a short amount of time? Like, part of me just wonders, was it because of the mastery level you had of it?
I don't know.
That part makes me question and wonder. Um,
I mean, he
but
did
I was
fade
like,
away, so I
oh,
suppose it didn't really matter as it end. I suppose.
yeah. I mean, fair, but at the end, I was like, well, Tara and Angus gotta get to Boinkin, get their children out, so we can have some airbenders again.
I do like their last kiss, a falling kiss. That was nice. It was sweet. It was
That's
cute.
cute. I
And
love
then
Saga.
Sokka.
Don't you know you're falling?
They know. Let them fall and kiss. Come on, Sokka.
We got Appa out there. We also, I mean, to be fair, in Aang's defense, he's an airbender. Like, I'm sure he's like, yeah, I can free fall for a while and then adjust us. We're good.
Yeah, pretty much. But
In
at
all,
the end of the day,
it was a good film. I enjoyed it. I really liked the lore we got from it. The animation is gorgeous. I love Taga, especially because we got to see the airbending used in such a fun, like,
New way too.
new way, 100%. And that just makes me even more want to see older airbenders. I want to see, like, give me the first Avatar ever. Give me the first Avatar and see how they, like, I want to see old school avatars working up to the line that we know. I just think that'd be so cool.
I
Especially because I
They can
think
still
back
do it.
then the spirit realm was different than it is now in connection to the earth. So I don't know. I'm just there. I think there's so much more lore we should get from this realm and this world that has been created that would just make everything better.
I hope this film does well enough that they'll actually make more films like this, actually, where they can still
I
expand on lore and bring back even older characters too.
I heard that there is a series that is being in the works that takes place, I think, after Korra, that deals
That
with
I
more
don't
of the
care about.
spirit realm. Um,
I don't know if I'm excited for that.
I've heard that animation is weird because it's a very different style. I haven't looked it up or anything yet. That's just like what I've heard in passing over the last few days.
Gotcha. But I personally really loved this movie. It was nice to come back to this world in such a way that like I feel like I hadn't gotten because I
Hmm.
tried Legend of Korra and I didn't feel with it. I didn't fuck with it that much. And I do like the live action Netflix show, but it feels nice. It feels like this feels kind of like real Avatar, if that makes sense, actually.
Hmm. Sure.
And
So
it was a good return to a lot of stuff that it made me remember how much I love Avatar, even though I watched it not too long ago. But it's sometimes nice just to be reminded, honestly. Thorough. Animation was fire, music was fire. I still love the characterization, even if it was an Aang centered movie, and even if like some characters get a little bit shafted, but even for what we get with them, they still feel like those characters that I know and love actually,
yeah,
and they're still
like
as chaotic as together as possible.
at the end of this film, I'm hoping that we get more films to even continue the story and maybe to show us Aang's death. Like get us to the point where where
Okay, I know I don't like Aang, but I don't necessarily think I want to see that.
I I am for the person who just loves story. Would love to see it. Um, it's just I would like to see his progression because he's talked about in Legend of Korra and is like highly revered. Like I would love to see him grow further than this, to see the others grow further than they are now. Um, even see, I'm happy we didn't have like the really hard like budding romance between Katara and Aang. I mean, it was there, but it wasn't the make
Focal
babies
point.
level. But we all
I
know,
kind of might want to see that.
but we all know that will eventually come because they do have children together in Legend of Korra. So
I I think I do kind of want to see that.
anyway, it's out there somewhere. So
I'll find it on Twitter probably.
yeah, go to Rules 34, you'll find it, no problem. But
Exactly. Hey,
uh
you know what though? I know this
yes.
wasn't a more original story and stuff like that, and I like that. But I
Hmm.
wonder. I think it would be a cool idea if you make movies based off the comics that
I
happened
agree.
after which we
I
call it,
agree.
especially the
100%.
search. I think the search would be great. Though now, like you can do the story about Zuko's mama and stuff like that. Now give Zuko his movie. Like, imagine if they did a movie series where everyone kind of got their own movie. Like, we got
I
Aang's.
I would love that. And then maybe
Yeah,
we have at the end like the big wrap up film with all of them,
yeah,
like with the team truly being like facing off against something like badass.
yeah. Let's get a Katara movie. I'll definitely go for a soccer movie. Let's get a Zuko movie, like a Toph movie. And you know what? If we keep doing this, let's keep bringing back some old characters, even if we got to get some new voice actors for
Or
them. Like,
we don't do movies. We do a series again where they get their own every season is a character's arc.
okay, I'm not mad at that, but yeah,
It
yeah, I'm not
because
mad at that. I'm not.
and I say that because this movie, like I was saying earlier, just felt too short because I wanted more time and more development with all these characters.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. For me, I'll take either or, but I would just hope for maybe
I
longer
mean,
movies.
same. I would have just preferred. I will prefer a series where each season is a individual character story arc.
Also, I'm really happy that Appa's not alone no more either.
Oh, bro, I was like, yes.
Yay! Yay! You see how quick Appa enjoyed? Like, yes, Appa, yo, go.
He's
hey, that
so
gives
much
that.
bigger than them too.
Yeah, he had that maturity time, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, at the end of the day, I really enjoyed this movie. Like, I will watch this again because
I agree.
it was
I
just
would
that
I
cool.
would watch this again.
It doesn't have its problems that you bring up, yeah, but I don't think I don't think it can deter me. I really fuck with this movie heavy. I really do.
So, are you
And this
ready to rate
even
it then?
oh yeah, I've had my rating ready for the whole time because I'll go first right now.
Go for it.
This movie's a 9. I love
Okay,
this.
okay, okay.
I really love this.
See, for
Sure,
me,
I have my annoyances, but God, I love this
with
actually.
with my issues I have with it, I'm an 8.5. So I'm not like too far behind you. Like
Okay.
the biggest thing, I wanted it to be longer because I wanted more depth, more time to learn even more of the lore, more time with the Team Avatar because I do feel like they really get overshadowed. Which again, I'm aware, guys. This is Avatar Aang, but there is no Avatar Aang without Team Avatar.
That is true. And you know what too? Like studios, because I said the same thing about K-pop Demon Hunters. Trust. Like that I wanted that movie to be longer too. This movie should have been longer as
Yep,
well. Give us some like
100%.
don't pad it out for its padding's sake. Ooh. But give us a little more. Like you had something really good on your hands. Trust.
Absolutely.
And Aang, grow up hair.
But overall, this was a really fun movie. I had a great time with it. You know, visually it's stunning. I love Taga and the ability what he does with his abilities. Um Even though we all knew he was the going to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
As much as we wanted to trust the unfrozen ice, airbender again. This one we could not.
No, we just couldn't. We just couldn't. All right. I don't have much else to say. I
No,
this movie
that's it.
was really solid.
Yeah. It was a good movie. I'm an 8.5, you're a 9. So that just goes to show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. And that concludes our show tonight for the Wannabes podcast. That is your
That is
horse.
correct.
Morgan, I almost said that is your horse. You know what? You should take over.
Uh, oh,
Don't ask. I don't
oh,
speak English.
where does that come from?
I don't know.
All right, everybody. With that being said, please follow us on our social medias. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't remember which ones I said. Facebook, TikTok, all of them. Just go to all of them. Threads, LinkedIn. We're on all of them. So follow over there so we know when we're going live, what we're reviewing, and so you can hopefully catch the movie and talk about it with us in chat. But we do know already what is being reviewed next Wednesday. And that Wednesday is our live show will be on Wednesday, August 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is correct. We are reviewing none other than the Spider-Man. No Way Back?
Brand new day.
Brand New Day.
Bra-
I was like, I know there's a B, and I'm like, No Way Back is not it. So I literally had it and then just a blank. So anyway, Brand New Day. Spider-Man Brand New Day is what we're reviewing, everybody. And again, that'll be on Wednesday, August 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on Twitch and YouTube. If you're over on YouTube, please make sure you like that live video. Make sure you like the video, the live video. And then subscribe to us if you're not already. Turn on notifications. Ding dong the bell. That way you know when we're going live, when we're posting new videos. And then if you're here on Twitch, you're not following, hit that heart button because following and subscribing on Twitch and YouTube is free. But for now, guys, we're gonna love you. We're gonna leave you. And if you haven't caught it, go catch the movie. It was a good movie. We have our little tiny things here and there that we wish was better, or just we want it longer. We wanted more. But until the next time, everybody, do not forget the popcorn, and we will see you next week for Spider-Man.
If you forget the popcorn, I'm gonna freeze you on an iceberg for about 1,000 years.
True. But I also stand by this. Don't forget the popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. You have a fantastic night.